Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone? Good to be here once again. Today is Tuesday, the 13th of August. Hope everybody is having a great day today. I've just moored up. We're at the top of Stoke-on-Trent, just done the flight, and we are moored. If you're looking at a map, top end of Stoke, on the Colden Canal and Trent and Mersey junction. We're going to be here for the next half an hour or so with Steve, and then we're going to head off and more up to the south of Harecastle Tunnel. And we're doing that, which is a new one for us tomorrow. So enjoying our couple of weeks out on the boat and navigating around the British Isles, trying to do as much of the new areas as we possibly can. So all good news. As far as Onpassive is concerned, Onpassive 360 coming up tomorrow. It's looking like it's going to be 2 p.m. Eastern time, so it's 7 p.m. for us lot in the UK. Marty's live today with Diana Touche. No, not Diana. Listra, sorry, Touche or Tausch, not quite sure how to pronounce her surname. That's going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern, which is 11 o'clock for us over in the UK. If you want to stay up for that, it'll be great to us. So without further ado, guys, and one more thing. During this here, I've got five T Club memberships to give away. So as long as you're in the chat, you've got a good chance of having a membership that will last for 1 whole month. And I can't, well, no, I'm going to do 5 today, Jane, I think. Or shall I do 1 a day? Jane says do 1 a day. So 1 a day. 1 a day. Okay. So 1 person today will get it. Anyway, without further ado, then, who's that? That is Irina Stek-Salah. Thank you so much for your super sticker. Without further ado, then, let's bring in Steve. Hello, mate. How you doing?
Very well, thank you. Nice to see Jane in the background, putting you in your place again.
She always does, mate. Absolutely, always does.
That's
So
like
it's
my partner.
yeah. So it's absolutely fantastic to have another UKan on in the chair, and obviously Steve's been around Onpassive for an awful long time. We're going to get into that in a moment, but before we start on the Onpassive route with Steve, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I live in Somerset in the UK, in a little sleepy town called Crewkerne, and I live with my partner. We've got 3 children at home. I've got Izzy, Emmy, and Ollie. Ollie's the youngest, and then we got 3 older children who have grown up and moved out. Has my mic gone off?
No, you're fine, mate. You're good.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
That's right. It's my headset thrown a wobbly, so it does it sometimes. So yeah, and I work with a business partner in America called Robert, and we run a business where we teach people how to build web agencies, and it's it's really exciting what we do with that. But also, it's I'm looking forward to Onpassive because whilst I work for myself, working with a big company like Onpassive is even more exciting. And that's sort of the way I can see things changing in the future for myself and for others, really. Which is why I originally signed up with Onpassive.
And when did you do this, Stephen? When is your joining date, and who introduced you?
It was a guy called Tommy, who at the time I think he was in the Netherlands, and I think he's moved to Thailand or somewhere now. And I think, now don't quote me because I can't remember the exact dates because my memory's not great, but 2018 may ring a bell. I'm not sure. But the thing is I joined quite a few years ago, and I joined in the early days when you were getting going with your YouTube channel, and Marty and Chris. And when I got told about it, like a lot of people probably, at first I was thinking, is this another one of these harebrained schemes that nothing's going to come of it? But when I learned how much I could join for $97, I couldn't believe it. And I jumped to the chance. I wasn't going to mess around. And I thought, you know what, if nothing comes of it, well, I'm in for the ride. And I'm so glad I got in when I did from day one. Ash is always true to his word. and the company has always been honest from day one. Yes, the business model's changed throughout the years, but the thing is every business has its challenges, and I feel for Ash because he's obviously got some challenges at the moment which he's working through. My business has had challenges, but the thing is, I say to people, you know, you've got to just ride the waves and just wait. You know, be patient. You know, the what ifs, right? If you keep thinking about the what ifs, right, you're going to worry about too much in my eyes.
Absolutely.
You know, you just got to sit back, relax, right? It's going to happen. It's going to come together, right? Even if it takes another 12 months, so what? It's, you know, in my eyes, it's going to happen eventually. And we're so blessed to be part of a company that has good ethics behind it, good views. You know, we've got such a diverse amount of people in this company that it just makes me so proud of being part of it. And you know, all the people who I've got to talk to in chat and talking to you guys, and it's just amazing. It really is. And you're made to feel part of a family, and that's what I love about Onpassive.
Fantastic. And really interesting, Steve, talking to you about what you do as a job. And now, before we get into that and a little bit more depth, one of the interesting parts of what you have said is about this is going to happen. Now, Ash Mufareh has always told us, don't stop doing what you're doing for Onpassive. Onpassive is obviously going to change your life, but you cannot give up what you are doing right now because of Onpassive. It's going to happen, but you still have to go about your daily life and do your normal things. And I think that's really true. And obviously you understand and realize what happens in business. I do. I've had my own companies before as well, and certainly understand the trials and tribulations of running a business, whether it is an existing business or a startup business. There's always the unseen that you can never ever account for, and this has been a massive learning curve as far as Onpassive is concerned. And I really do believe that the reason it's been a learning curve is because they really are trying to break the mold in how business is done. The normal business models are always designed on, let's do something, whatever we can do, and what is going to be our profit margin for ourselves individually or our company, because we're doing so and so. That is the normal way that people set up business and want to do business, because it's always to do with the profitability of it. Along comes our CEO Ash Mufareh with this idea, which we all get on board on because it makes so much sense to all of us. But part of that is doing business completely differently, entering the marketplace by giving a very low entry cost point, as you well said. Also tie that with the amount of value that you're going to be giving with the products and services that are going to be incorporated with this. And it rubs people up the wrong way. It goes against the grain, because that's not how normal business is done. Now, you're obviously within the IT field yourself, or computer field, because of your own business. And interestingly, you looked at Onpassive. So tell us in your own words why you are actually looking at Onpassive when you've obviously got a successful internet or IT business running alongside it. Is it because you felt that it can help your existing business, or are you looking at Onpassive in the future to actually go and move forward and take over that income that you are generating within your own business?
I love doing what I do, but I had a vision for Onpassive, and as I got to know Onpassive after I joined over the months and all the training, you know, everything that was in the back office, all the videos and stuff I was watching, I came to realize that Onpassive is more than just a business. And what I'm looking forward to doing is not only to give my own family stability in life, my children and relations and that, but all the time I'm going to places where I see homeless people, I see people who are struggling in life, and I want to be able to help them as well. And, you know, be able to help others in life, in my eyes, is fantastic. You know, my business makes a certain amount of money to support my family and me, but to be involved with a business where you could see so much more potential income that you can then go and help others with, people that need it, that, you know, the soup kitchens, the homeless shelters, and, you know, places that are really struggling at the moment, you know, in life, to be able to go and help other people and make their lives so much better. Because the truth of the matter is, the people at the top in the UK and other countries, they seem to be in it for themselves. Right?
Absolutely.
So it's down to us to help other people. And that's the direction I can see Onpassive doing for me personally, to go out and help those people that need help, that want help, you know, and make their lives just that little bit better in life, you know, whatever that may be.
Absolutely. It's very heartwarming, isn't it, that I would say 99.9% of the early adopters for sure in Onpassive joined for one reason and one reason only, and that is the financial benefits that Onpassive is going to bring. You know, let's not whitewash over that. That is the majority of people joined, including myself and probably yourself as well.
Yeah.
But over the years of how Onpassive has changed, moved forward, expanded, the vision's got bigger, our dreams have got bigger, and what we're able to do has certainly got bigger. But in between all of this, we have a CEO who really has taught us that there is way more to life than just money, that the benefits of feeling good are to help as many people as possible. I can remember one of the webinars, he went into really depth and detail into how good it makes you feel when you are helping out and when you are giving in whatever way you can do it. And obviously he's spoken about this, and I really do believe that because of what he has taught us, it's rubbed off on so many of you. You are one of the prime examples because of what you're saying. Nearly every single person I've interviewed so far has had exactly the same thought process of, yes, I want to look after myself and my family first, but once that part of me is sorted, I want to do something else. I want to do stuff in my own community. I mean, we went into Stone today and just to get a coffee, have a little bit of a walk around, and there was a homeless guy really early in the morning. He was asking for some change. We didn't have any. I said, mate, do you want a coffee? He said, that'll be lovely. So we went and bought him a coffee. You know, just doing that made me feel good. You know, me and Jane said, let's get him a coffee. You know, it makes you feel good. And he said, oh, God bless you, and all the rest of it, you know. And it's absolutely right. It makes you feel really good that you have been, however small it may be to us, it's massive to these people. And that is the thing, isn't it? Is that just by helping out, giving a little bit where you can, not only makes you feel good, but it also really does assist and help these people. And that's what I'm looking forward to do as well. And I'm sure you're the same. Now, Steve, you were talking a little bit about the bumps in the road and the problems that Onpassive have got internally, externally, and all over the place at the moment. In your opinion, is this just a normal, natural way that happens within business? Just to reassure our listeners out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Every business has its rocky roads in life, you know. And the thing is like, I know businesses, small business owners who struggle at first, and then they get their footing in their place in the market. And as they go along, they gradually grow and grow and grow, and they get to a point where then they are solid in that market. And every business has those situations, you know. And I know with Onpassive that Ash and the team are working round the clock to look after us, which is an amazing thing with this, and we will get there. You know, you've just got to have patience in life. You know, it's the old saying that I use. It's like you said about the coffee, right? When you do something nice for somebody, it comes back tenfold. I'm a great believer in that. All right, whether that's, you know, giving a homeless person a shirt because you see they need some clothes or something, to buying them a coffee. And it's the same in business, that you look after people. I've always looked after my customers. I've always made sure I'm there for them. You know, if they need something, I've had people who've been in tears in life situations on calls with me, you know, so it's about being there for those people as well. And I know that, you know, if Ash could talk to every single one of us, he would, you know, on a one-on-one. But you think that's a mega task if you're going to do that, and you wouldn't get any business done if you're going to do that. But the thing is, when he does talk to us, he opens up his heart. He tells us what he can. I've seen times in the past where he's shared information and people have taken it the wrong way, which is why I understand that he has to be careful with what he says and how he says it, so that we understand it in a way that is taken in face value. You know, there's nothing worse than I could turn around and say the sky is blue, and someone else will take that the wrong way and say that I said the sky was brown or something. You know, it's a Chinese whispers sort of scenario, and so we have to have the facts that come from the horse's mouth as such. And I know with Ash that when he can tell us stuff, he will tell us stuff. These bumps in the road happen in all businesses. If you've run a business, you'll understand that there's these bumps in the road, that you have your ups and downs, your dips in your business, and eventually it'll level out. And we'll be so grateful when we are blessed with what's coming, because it's around the corner. You know, just be patient. Don't assume anything. Don't go typing in chat, getting all upset and worried about it, because it is going to happen. You just got to. Do you ever see me on Facebook chat going, "Oh my God, this isn't happening and that isn't happening"? No, because my faith is in Ash and the team, you know. And so I just sit back, I relax, and I go, I'm just going to carry on with life. I'm going to look after my family and friends. I'm going to make sure people I know are okay. Carry on with life, because when it happens, it's going to blow your mind. I know that.
Amazing, absolutely amazing, Stephen. Fantastic and great words. Integrity is also a huge part for all of us who are early adopters. And I think one thing we will all agree on is that the integrity of our CEO has never wavered or changed. Obviously, you know, the information he gives us in extremely good faith, because quite frankly, that's probably what he's been told. And sometimes, as you well said, in business, things don't go to plan. And it's not because he doesn't, he's given us the wrong information. It's just that things have happened. But the integrity has always been there. And the reason he tells us, and also the reason he stopped telling us what might be happening, is because he's literally got his fingers burned a fair few times, because he thought that things were on track to do something. Something happened. It didn't work out how he wanted to. And this is also a good talking point, Steve, as well. And you might be able to weigh in on this. Is that any businesses they set out in a direction, because when you are find a business, you have an idea of what your business is going to do and which direction you want to go in as far as that business is concerned. But more often than not, that business model that you started with will change direction and maybe go into a different area. Now, this might have happened with your business. It certainly happened with a lot of my businesses. And I'm sure exactly the same as how happened with our business of Onpassive. Now, this is, in my opinion, not a bad thing if you need to change direction or change the business model to a certain extent. Can you lay a little bit of light on that as far as your business is concerned, and what you think and feel about Onpassive?
Cool. Wow. You know, if Onpassive put the blinkers on and went in one direction only, right, then it may not be here now. The thing is you've got to be diverse in your thinking. You've got to be open. You've got to be willing to change. In my own business, I've had to come up with newer products. AI, as an example, hit the world by storm. Right, so I've had to. I could have sat back and gone, I'm not touching AI. Oh, it's a really bad thing. No, instead I've embraced it into my business to automate some of the tasks, repetitive tasks that I was doing myself, which in fact has saved me hours of work, because I am automating those sort of click button things that I was doing manually originally. And it's the same with Onpassive. As it grows, there's going to be other areas of the business that we don't even know about yet. And when that happens, it's going to be amazing. Think if Ash just went, no, we're going in this direction and that only, and then someone said, oh, but what about if you set this up as well? And this would be amazing. And no, I'm not doing it. No, not interested. I'm just going to do the one thing, and I'm going to make the one amount of money, and that's it. No, you've got to be diverse. You've got to open up your mind to other possibilities in business to survive in the world anyway, but also to really improve and make the business stronger than ever before. And this is exactly what Onpassive is going to do. I don't know what they got planned because I'm not at the top there, but I just sit back, I relax, I go, I'm not worried about it. It's going to happen, right? And whatever's going to happen, it's going to be so amazing. I'll be jumping up and down. I'm already jumping up and down in my seat, let's face it, but I'll be jumping up and down in my seat even more. And if it takes another year, takes 2 years, 3 years, whatever that is, to get to where we want to be, we will get there, right? And everyone's going to be super excited when it happens. You know, it's got to be at the right time for the business to make sure that then we are okay. Because there's no point doing something half-heartedly right now. If something's not right, fix it, get it right, and then give it to us all, right? Because then that way, then we're on the right path, in the right direction, and everything's going to go amazingly well. I know it will. It's just got to be the right time.
Steve, do you know something? I've loved this discussion. I actually think that we should do it again, because I think with your understanding of the business world as far as the internet is concerned and AI, like you were saying, I really believe that this would be of interest to delve a little bit deeper into it. So we'll set something up at a later date for this, for sure. So on a final note then, Steve, give us your experiences as far as the people who are involved in Onpassive and the content that we bring and all the rest of it. How does this help you in your daily endeavors as far as Onpassive is concerned?
I'm a great believer. When you're given information, it relaxes you and chills you out more. And yourself, Chris and Marty, have been keeping us informed every step of the way. Even if you go on and say there's no news today in the Onpassive world, right? Well, that's better to know than not. And I love your lives that you do. I love Fun Day Monday. When there isn't one, I miss it. You know, with you and Jane, I laugh along. If I've got meetings on when you guys are on, I get frustrated because I can't come and watch. But I always watch the catch up online. I play what you talked about and have a listen in, you know. And there will be weeks when there isn't anything. But the thing is, I mean, I love when you do your catch ups, you know, week's review, stuff like that. It's just been an amazing journey following yourself, Chris and Marty, and there is no one else I want to get the information from.
That's very kind of you.
No, and
hey, listen, it's been a learning curve for me as much as anyone, Steve, as you well know. You know, I certainly didn't start out in Onpassive to be this guy on a camera, that's for sure. You know, I'm, as you well know, I'm a chef by trade, and I've learned as I've gone, which everybody has to do. You know, in business, you have to learn as you go, and I've done exactly the same with where I am in Onpassive. But one thing's for sure, I try and be the person who gives information if I've got it. If I haven't got it, I'll tell you straight. I definitely am the no fluff guy, you know, and that's kind of where my lane is, and I like that lane, to be honest, because if I was the one listening, I would want a bit of a straight talker rather than the fluff. So that's where I go. I'm absolutely loving the series I'm doing at the moment whilst we're waiting. I'm in the chair because I get to meet people like you, Steve. It really is an absolute pleasure to have someone like you on, who all the people out there, you might have seen him in the chat, guys. You might have seen him hanging around. But boy, you didn't expect this from him, did you? Come on, let's face it, you didn't, did you? Who's this Steve BROCKLEHURST guy? You didn't expect this to be coming out of his mouth, did you? I certainly didn't. And I'll tell you what, absolutely blown away by it. I am, Steve. And I would like to invite you back, maybe not necessarily in the chair, but I think we could go into depth a little bit more about your business, how it attains to Onpassive, what you've had to learn, and all these sort of things. And I really do believe it would be a huge importance to many people who are out there listening. So if you'd like to come back on, I would certainly like to have you.
I absolutely love it. And by the way, I must say, right, I love it at the end when you read out names, because
I'm shocking, and
I can't pronounce half of those myself, right?
I have to give it a good go, mate, because I am absolutely rubbish at it.
Wrong. You've never got my name wrong, and it's really funny when you get some phone calls from salespeople, you know, from all walks of life, and they can't pronounce BROCKLEHURST.
Well, I have no idea why not, but anyway, it's as it says, isn't it?
It was one of the reasons why my DJ name is my middle name and first name swapped around, so I'm Greg Stevens. And one just briefly, I'll just say this one thing.
No, fine. You keep going, mate.
I support a thing. I support a radio station called Rockin' Daddy's Radio, and they help people with mental health. They help people with physical disabilities. They do a budding DJ every Monday at 11 a.m. UK time. A guy called Rockin' Daddy does on his show, and it's a guy with a disability. They allow him to go on air. And it's really humbling when we hear that. I do a show on a Sunday evening at 7 p.m. called the Burnt Welly Show. It's a bit of a mad, wacky show. I have a bit of a laugh with it. If anyone ever wants to tune into it, they're welcome to. Search for Rockin' Daddy's Radio. It's rocking without the G. Any support's always welcome. But the idea behind the station, it's a voluntary station. It's non-for-profit. We don't make a profit out of it. They do things in the local area, like they give out electronics to people who are desperate for electronics. We go out and do events to help people with mental health. And it's just such an amazing project to be involved with. And this is another reason why I'm looking forward to Onpassive growing, because I also want to support them. For everything they do in the local community here in Somerset. It's amazing. And so I do a wacky show. And it's a great fun station. There's not always any. You have to look at the schedule when people are live on air, because there's only about 5 or 6 of us. It's still relatively new, but it's an exciting project to be involved with. And Rockin' Daddy himself, his morals are just like Onpassive. You know, he is amazing. So, and I've loved every minute. This is as well. It's just, you know, it's great to see all the chat and see everyone who comes to watch this, and keep doing this, Red, seriously, because like you just said, you're the non-fluff guy. Sometimes I don't understand some things that have been said, and you know, in a webinar, whatever it may be, and you'll come on and put it in a way that makes me understand, oh yeah, okay, that's what that meant. You know, in the terminology, sometimes there's terminology that I don't get. And so that's why I love about what you keep on doing, and it just makes it exciting. That's why every single day, I whatever time it may be. The other night I was up at midnight watching the replay.
Fantastic, mate. Well, I have to say, you've got the perfect face for radio, my friend. So, no, seriously, you've got a great voice, and I'd imagine with all the proper audio and everything, you come over extremely well across those radio waves. I'll have a look for it online. I expect you can find the digital version wherever you are. For streaming that. I've got another mate of mine who's he does local stuff as well. And I know how much hard work goes into actually doing it. You know, it's not just a case of turning up, switching a button on, and off you go. There's certainly other bits and pieces that you have to do.
Yeah.
Sorry, the boat's leaning right over.
Oh no!
No, so I'm only tied on on the centre line, and I've got a boat going past, and it's dragging all the water away. So we're a bit
wobbly.
Yeah. And banging the sides. Anyway, guys, that's it from me and Steve for today. I hope those who enjoyed the 5 free memberships got them. We will do that again. Okay, so I will give you a heads up, and the way it works is I put it into the chat, and you just have to click it. if you want to get yourself one of those free memberships. That'll be coming up. I did promise you it was coming, didn't I? And bit like Onpassive, took a little while, but we got there, didn't we? So without further ado, Steve, closing words, and then we will be on our way.
Final words. All I'm going to say, guys, is just be patient. All right, it's going to happen. All right, there's no point worrying about anything, because we are going to be blessed very, very soon. And when it happens, it's going to blow your mind with Onpassive. Just sit back, relax, carry on with your day, drink tea or coffee or whatever your favorite beverage is, and chill out. And most of all, just remember this final note, that Jane's in charge behind Red.
Absolutely, she certainly is, my friend. Anyway, you heard it from the horse's mouth, Steve Brocklehurst. Just be patient, because it's coming. Chris Johnson might say it's coming, but we've got our own Steve Brocklehurst here who says it's coming from the UK. That's good enough for me. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming to listen to another amazing In the Chair. It really has been a fantastic guest. We've got a full lineup this week. Tomorrow, we've got Comfort coming back again for part 2, because she was so excellent last time. And then Thursday, we've got the lovely Narelle Walk-On from Australia coming on. And then we got Nafiso from London. She's going to be coming on as well. Met her a couple of times at the events. She is such an ambassador in her community for Onpassive. So a fun-filled week. Again, if you want to be in the chair, you can contact me via Messenger or Redfern number 7 at gmail.com. Please, guys, only UK, Europe, South Africa, Australia-ish, but preferably from the UK. That's it from us then. Loved having you on, Steve.
Thank you,
we will be back again. Bye for now.